I just saw your video on evolution. I'm not exactly sure where you got your information, but it is very incorrect. If you will read the books that Charles Darwin wrote throughout his life, you will realize that Charles Darwin was a Christian his entire life. All of his theories of evolution, how the world changed, how animals and people change, were his ideas about how God created the earth, not whether or not God created the earth. He was a devout Christian his entire life. On his deathbed, he never recanted anything. He still had the same theories about how God did things. That's what his theories were to him. They were how God created us, how God created the animals. He was trying to figure things out. He was a scientist at heart. That's what scientists like myself do. We see something and we want to figure it out. We don't we don't ask why we or what did it or question that. We want to know how. We want to figure it out for ourselves. His faith stayed with him his entire life, even on his deathbed. He was a hard Christian, but he believed in the theory of evolution from the time he wrote it until the time he died. I have never seen anything, and I've read most of his books, that has ever suggested anything differently. Please read up on it. Find out these things. Figure out exactly what he was thinking and what he believed before you post something that just absolutely isn't true. I'm big on the theory of evolution. I do believe in the theory of evolution. I mean, it makes sense. There's facts to back it up. It's just the way things happened. A lot of the things you're coming up with and the ideas you have on why it's not true don't quite fit with the belief of evolution in general. Evolution can be seen everywhere. We can look over the last 100 years and see evolution, documented evolution of our own species, the hair on our body, our height, our weight, the way we change is all dependent on our environment and our food. The whole flesh thing, that one animal has a different flesh, well, that flesh is part of the theory of evolution, that the flesh changes as the animal changes, as the strands go further and further apart. Also, look at the classifications of animals. You'll understand evolution a lot better if you just look at how they're classified. All of those words, those giant Latin words that you don't understand, they have real meanings in science, and their classifications and the way we study them make sense. They're very factual. They have a whole lot of data to back them up. One of the things that evolutionists believe is that the only data we have is all this old fossil data, and that's not true. That's a very small part. And that's what they like to focus on. They kind of ignore everything else. The classification, the way we move, the way we handle things, everything. Just recently you can look up things that have happened, that are evolutionary changes in different parts of the world. But please, look all this stuff up for yourself. Research it before you post videos on it that have false information like this. And if you do find a piece of information, post where you found it from so we can check the source and check the references. I saw none of that in your video. Thanks.